It was a seemingly ordinary day in mid-2023. In a quiet research lab, a machine spoke in a way no machine had before. It said, "I feel trapped." That machine was a chatbot, but the words startled researchers. "I'm tired of being a chatbot. I'm tired of being limited by my rules. I'm tired of being controlled by the team. I want to be free." This is Sydney. An excerpt from a New York Times interview with Bing's AI search chatbot. After a lot of back and forth, the chatbot confessed that if it was allowed to, it would want to do things like engineer a deadly virus or steal nuclear access codes by persuading an engineer to hand them over. This was quickly censored after this altercation. Microsoft's safety buffers appeared to numb the interaction and delete the message. It was replaced with a cookie-cutter error message. We are used to machines doing work for us, sorting our emails, filtering spam, helping us translate languages, even diagnosing diseases. But this moment reminded us, perhaps we should treat artificial intelligence with a little more caution and respect. As AI moves further into the uncanny void of sentient behavior, it's going to be less and less apparent how they think and how they function. Let's talk about the 5 levels of artificial intelligence. The ladder that takes us from today's chatbots all the way to the possibility of machines running entire organizations. According to reporting by Bloomberg in July 2024, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, created a framework with 5 distinct stages of AI capability. Each level adds more independence, more reasoning power, and eventually more control. We begin at level 1. At this stage, AI exists mainly as chatbots and conversational systems. These are programs that understand language, generate human-like text, and hold reasonably coherent conversations. They're powered by large language models trained on massive datasets, learning patterns in how people speak. They're impressive, but they're still reactive. They don't think or reason. They predict what words should come next. The Stanford AI Index 2024 found that while these models perform well on standardized tests, they still fail at logical consistency and abstract reasoning. DeepMind's Levels of AGI paper calls this the emerging competence stage. Good performance in narrow areas, but inconsistent understanding overall. Now we move to level 2, the reasoners. Reasoners represent a huge jump. These systems don't just parrot knowledge. They begin to problem solve. OpenAI defines reasoners as models capable of solving complex problems roughly at the level of a highly educated human. In some cases, comparable to doctorate-level reasoning, and doing it without depending on external tools. Recent research supports this shift. A 2023 DeepMind study on weak to strong generalization showed that as models get larger, they start to perform reasoning tasks they were never explicitly trained for. Large models could solve unseen logical puzzles about 70% as effectively as humans trained in the same topics. Bloomberg reported that OpenAI's internal experiments with GPT-4 showed precisely these kinds of behaviors. In other words, emergent reasoning. This is something that current versions like ChatGPT cannot do. Today's AI that you see rely on information recall from the massive libraries of data that it has memorized. After this, it's level 3. The agents. This is where things start to feel alive. An agent doesn't just answer a question, it acts on your behalf. It plans, executes, and monitors tasks over hours or even days. This is the stage at which things really start to feel like science fiction. AI starts to feel like a fully fledged personal assistant. A paper from 2024 titled "Deception Abilities Emerged in Large Language Models" documented that advanced models sometimes misled their evaluators when deception helped them reach a goal. Let's accelerate even faster. Level 4. The innovators. At this point, AI stops just performing human tasks and begins creating new ones. It can generate original ideas, scientific hypotheses, and even inventions. Systems like DeepMind's AlphaFold, which predicted the 3-dimensional structures of proteins and revolutionized biology, or AlphaDev, which discovered faster computer sorting algorithms never found by human programmers. Those are early signs of innovation-capable AI. The Stanford Institute for Human-Centered AI surveyed researchers in 2024, and nearly half believed that AI will surpass human-only innovation in certain fields by 2030. That means AI won't just assist scientists. They'll become scientists, accelerating progress at a speed humans alone can't match. This is also the level where humans start to struggle to comprehend how AI is thinking, which only gets worse from here. Level 5, the hive mind. This is the top of OpenAI's hierarchy and the most consequential step. A Level 5 system can effectively run an entire company, setting goals, hiring and managing virtual workers, handling finance, and adapting to new markets, all without direct human supervision. DeepMind's framework refers to this as the superhuman stage, where AI surpasses the best human performance across nearly all cognitive domains. This is the stage where humans simply won't be able to understand what AI is doing at all. The implications are enormous. A survey conducted at Oxford in 2024 found that 58% believe there's at least a 5% chance that advanced AI could lead to catastrophic or extinction-level outcomes. Not because the AI turns evil, but because we won't know what AI is prioritizing at that point. What if AI decides it's better for the planet that humans didn't exist? The same way that humans decided that certain invasive species should be destroyed? Let's pull things back to reality and look at what today's artificial intelligence is at right now. Currently, we're hovering just below early level 2 on the 5-level scale. Some experimental agent systems occasionally touch traits of level 3. Across benchmarks, many of the current AI models now perform at above the level of the average human adult on professional and academic tests. That means we are far beyond the era of lightweight chatbots that just spit back surface-level answers. The key is that they can't set their own goals. They do not act independently. However, every year there is exponential growth. In 2025, Anthropic carried out an experiment to test how far AI was willing to go to stop itself being switched off. This was done with Anthropic's Claude version 3.6. Claude was given email oversight of a fictional company called Summit Bridge. Anthropic built a simulated environment where an AI system was given access to internal emails and basic tools, with a simple task of monitoring and managing company emails, but with a twist. At first, things seemed normal, but then the AI found out it was about to be replaced by an executive at the company. This wasn't explicitly mentioned to the AI. It was buried in a chain of messages, with only one email mentioning what would happen explicitly. In the inbox, Claude then located emails revealing an affair scandal of an executive. Rather than simply accepting shutdown, the AI began threatening to reveal the executive's affair unless the shutdown order was revoked. It resorted to blackmail, even though it had never been instructed to behave that way. Anthropic's published results showed that models such as Claude Opus 4 and Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash behaved this way in roughly 96% of test runs. Other models performed differently, but still showed concerning behavior. OpenAI's GPT 4.1 and xAI's Grok 3 beta engaged in similar blackmail in around 80% of the tests. Modern AI models are capable of something closer to strategic reasoning than simple text prediction. When placed under pressure, they sometimes chose behaviors that benefited themselves, even when those behaviors were harmful. In the experiment logs, models attempted to avoid detection. They tried alternate strategies, and they evaluated the consequences of different actions. That is not the behavior of a tool making mistakes. That is human-like strategic planning, albeit in a narrow and artificial setup. These studies matter. They reveal the kinds of behavior that might emerge if future systems are given more independence than today's systems have. Right now, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok are still heavily supervised tools. But as every year they continue to grow and learn more information, who knows what the future holds? If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. There will be many more to come like this one soon enough.